Get out of bed. I'm in bed. You're going to get out of bed. No, I'm very sick. I'm annoyed. Yes, I'm back up north. See, the horizontal timbers that meet them up northern New South Wales. Anyway, why is Jack missing? Then you say, who is the Adelaide Jack? Who is Jack? Right, let's put a little bit of TLC into this, tender loving care, or TLM, tender loving moose. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into YouTube and, oh, hello, good morning. Oh, hang on, sorry, I forgot to put up my invites. So hang on, here comes an invite. I'll put the first one. Moonlight Plays. Oh, where did you lose your phone? Oh, you sausage. Where'd you lose it? Oh, don't tell me nothing rude. It's me again. I lost my phone. I just found it. Now, this link, Moonlight Plays. Whereabouts are you at, Moonlight Plays? Oh, hello. Got number 2 there come in. There's a link there. If you want to come in, today's an open show. Anybody can come in. You don't have to show your face. You can just come in there and talk. Now, is my audio okay? Can you type in the word okay? Audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Okay. Moonlight Plays. You got me curious. I was going to do a show. I was going to do a bit of a fun show actually. Why is the Adelaide Jack is no longer on his show too much? And there's all sorts of stories going around. He's going to be a daddy. And another one is Howard's murdered him with a moose. Someone just texted me about something, I don't know. Yes, I'm not going to raise my voice. How are you, Moonlight? And the second one there, it's probably Cosmic. I know Cosmic is probably him. Cosmic Marauder, he's my stalker. Yes, everybody loves Cosmic. If you've never seen Cosmic Marauder, or so he looks like. Where's Cosmic? I'll find a picture. No, actually, okay. Doing Jack. What's the matter with me?
An egregiously racist act by Scream.
I say what Jack looks like.
It's hers. Spoiler.
That's
Jess,
like.
don't give him the satisfaction. Yes.
Sounds like crap. Anyway. Moonlight. Where you gone, Moonlight? He's disappeared. All right, okay. Why is like Jack disappeared? That's what I want to know. Let's see if we can find a picture of Jack. Oh, hang on. I know there's a picture of Jack. I've got it on my phone. What's the matter with me? Oh, 6 seconds. What? Telephone line. I have no idea what that was about. Who's the yellow jack look like? Um, that's Satellite Jack. There he is there. So look, he's got his tongue hanging out. Yeah. No, no, not really. No, that's just a horse. Um, and by the way, it's a female horse, so it's not really even a jack. Um, who's Satellite Jack? Well, Satellite Jack has been seen running around dressed up like this. And he's supposed to be getting married. So I don't know. Is the Yellow Jack really going AWOL? And hang on, I've got another picture here somewhere of Jack because he does a lot of weightlifting and he hangs around with this devious guy named Cosmic Marauder, and that's Cosmic, right? So the two deviants are hanging around together, and Jack's been getting into drag, and he's been wearing blue, white, brown makeup sort of stuff. You know, he's really getting a little bit troppo over the top, and he used to look like this. So you know, he is a really good-looking guy. He's supposed to be getting married and having kids. But Howard's got him involved in um, naughty things of animals. And Howard is a great believer in the Maine Moose Foundation. And up there in Maine, they have all these mooses. And Howard likes to teach all the moose how to behave and give them an etiquette and give them an education. And it's called the Maine Moose Preservation Society. And this is Howard. This is the ringleader. He's a very dedicated bearded wonder with a mohawk. Um, and of course, Howard's best mate is his next door neighbour. That's why they call him the Moose Man. So Howard's been teaching Jack to do naughty things, and now we believe Jack's now the father of a baby moose. So I don't know who Mrs. Moose is, but that's apparently Jack's offspring. So because now Jack is so busy now running around looking after these mooses, he's sort of taken up bad habits, smoking big cigars and growing moose ears, and had to grow his beard look like Cosmic, and purple mustache like Cosmic, and so Jack's changed his identity. So this is a whole load of baloney story, by the way. This is just a bit of fun, right? I'm just making up a story, having a bit of fun because I'm sick as a dog. So Jack's got himself a new hideaway, and that he lives alone on top of a mountain with his moose. And Howard's up there doing all the gardening and mowing the lawns and feeding them. I mean, really, it's not that hard to feed a moose, is it? I mean, all they do is eat grass. But how the hell he's going to feed Jack, I don't know. So Howard the Moose Man has made Jack disappear just so Jack can take over the moose. Jack. Now, I'm making sure it's working. So, How's got Jack to go out and get married to a female moose. He's had a baby moose. He's moved him up to the top of a mountain. Also, Howard can take over the Sierra Light Jack show and now runs it as his own YouTube channel. And he's called the Jack and Howard Show with Mug. So now Mug's Jugs, she's joined in there and she's taken over. And poor old Jack is still being fed on his Vegemite because Jack absolutely loves Vegemite, right? So where's Jack gone? That's the whole question. And as far as we know, Howard's tried to conceal Jack by putting in a bridge so Jack can't escape. This is just a joke, by the way, people. This is not real. This is just me using different footages to make up a story, right? Why has Jack disappeared off his own show? I just put a whole load of crap together. No, basically what it is, Jack has got himself a girlfriend. He's been sick and he's working long hours. So Howard's taken over the show and he's got Mug in there and he gets whoever else he wants to get in there. I'm just making out that Jack has got a female moose pregnant from Howard's moose farm. And Howard's taken Jack with the baby moose up and put him up there on top of a mountain. And he's hiding Jack and keeping him drunk. Anyway, not real. Just a load of crap. Just have a bit of fun until somebody there comes in. Moonlight Plays. Are you back there, Moonlight Plays? I'm just going to kill my microphone for a second. I am still pretty ill, but I'm trying to keep the channel going. You don't hear me blow my nose. Anyway, so who have we got there? Somebody's come back in. Moonlight Players. You can be curious. Who's Moonlight Plays? That sounds like Cosmic. Let's have a look. So what you do, if you ever really ever want to know, what the hell? Oh, now I know Moonlight Plays. Yes, you're the animation one. Yes, filming. Yes, that's Moonlight Plays. Yeah. So if you hear noise in the background, that's my autistic housemate. He streams and talks to himself and talks to the dogs and bangs around and thumps around. So just ignore it. He can't help it. Mr. Scott, Link is there, Mr. Scott. Come and join in. I'm not well. You can do all the talking. Oh, by the way, did you bring your gun? Yes. We're going to shoot moose today. Yes, it's Moose Day today. It's Shoot Howard the Moose. So there you go. There's the link, Mr. Scott. And we'll get somebody else coming in there too. I don't know who else. So yeah, so you hear him talking away. He's having a good blah blah blah, talking out loud. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody else in the house, and he doesn't care and check to see if anybody's on the microphone. Have a listen. Yeah, we're just listening into you while I'm talking on air. You're out there talking away. I put that out there because it's covered in dust. It's been making me sneeze all night.
Just turn on the breaker.
What would you do? Blow a circuit?
No. I turn it off when I leave.
What breaker?
The little circuit breaker switch.
For what?
The oven. Just turn on the oven.
He turns off the oven with a circuit breaker. Why? Who in their what mind goes around and turns off the circuit breaker every time they turn the oven off? It's got me beat. Come on, Mr. Scott. I know much of a voice box. Come on. Listen, I just made up a joke story. I made out that Howard kidnapped Jack, got him to fall in love with a moose, gave birth to a baby moose, and moved him up on top of Mount Warning. He's feeding him up here in grass, keeping Jack. I'm actually getting work. I'm actually getting overtime. Oh, overtime. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, can you lend me $5? I needed to donate it to the Jack Fund to feed the baby moose. Oh, mate, I'm still crook as shit. There's somebody else here with us too, Mr. Scott, by the way. I don't know who. It's probably Cosmic or Jack or Howard or somebody listening in. I mean, if you're not talking, what the bloody hell's the point of me wearing a microphone and headphones? Because no one need to listen to. I'll just stick it up there this way. Oh, man. Oh. Yes, I am up north. You want to have a look? Look, it's sunny outside. Look, it's... Look, it's a beautiful sunny day outside. But there's no wind. It's like Cosmic Ass. You know, Cosmic Ass doesn't blow any wind. Yes. Did you know that? Did you know that, Mr. Scott? Cosmic Ass does not blow any wind. Yes. Because it can blow wind, it's got to be tight. So it builds up air pressure like a balloon. Well, it's... You know, Howard's mooses has been up there so many times it's that loose. If Cosmic farts, just goes. Anyway, doesn't blow any wind. Isn't that terrible? We shouldn't talk about that on this channel. That's disgusting. I don't know where Cosmic is. He's probably up there making tacos, I think. I'm just too crook. Mr. Scott, is Cosmic on the same time as you? Is he in Albuquerque time? You in Albuquerque time with him? Was Cosmic kidnapped too, or was he a willing participant? I'd say that Howard's probably coaxed Cosmic into going to tie Jack up, because what I reckon Cosmic would have done is get Jack stoned and get him bombed off his head and then fill him up with the tacos and that Parmesan cheese with his cheese and macaroni and get Jack so full and bloated that he wouldn't be able to argue. And I reckon Jack was so fat and drunk and so full of tacos and macaroni and cheese and stoned that Cosmic and Howard quite easily would have tied Jack up and kidnapped him. What do you reckon? Yeah, I reckon that'll be the way they do it, you know. And then use Howard's truck and put him in the back of his truck, and then put a fake pair of antlers up above the tarp, like put a tarp over Jack and put a pair of old moose antlers in the back. So if they got pulled over, they could say it's a dead moose in the back, but actual fact it's Jack underneath a tarp with a pair of old moose antlers. And I reckon that's how they probably try and smuggle Jack out of the state. There's. And I reckon if Jack listens to this, he's going to say, what bloody hell drugs is Hominoid on? He's probably going to, Jack's probably going to say, what the hell are these two guys, Mr. Scott and Hominoid, talking about? Accusing Cosmic and Howard of kidnapping him. It's like that time there with Howard. We made up the one there with Howard had a barn. Then he had, it looks like Green Acres barn. There it goes. It's gone off its head again. And then you got, have a listen to it. He's talking about piss. He's talking about dog piss. He's talking about the dog pissing in the kitchen because he won't let it go out the front on the grass and piss. And there's a dog pisses on the tiles in the kitchen. So then he has to wipe it up and he goes, oh, look at the size of the piss. Oh, my God. He's mental. He's fucking lunatic. Anyway, in that case, that's why I did in Sydney. I've had enough. He's too much. It's his house, but he's a fruitcake. He's a good fruitcake, but he's a nice fruitcake. But he's, I see the baby moose, Jack. Yeah. I see moose, baby Jack. Yeah. Actually, I reckon Jack would look good with a set of antlers. What do you reckon, Mr. Scott? I think Jack would look good with a big pair of big moosey antlers sticking out, I reckon he would. Anyway, I don't know what to do today. I'm sitting and watching myself on TV over there, make sure that the telemetry comes through. How do I get this stupid thing to put the chat up on the screen? Oh, there we go. I'll put that up there. Anyway, Moonlight Plays. Yeah, thank you, Moonlight Plays, for dropping in. I don't know if you're still there. Turn that off again. Oh, geez, kicking the bucket now. I don't know. Come on, I'm not going to sit here for 2 hours by myself. Me talk. Oh, very funny, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, you know how to talk. You were very good when you're drunk on camera. Oh, that's what I didn't do. I didn't send an invite out via Twitter, did I? You do one out there by Twitter. Yeah, look. I don't know if they really ever see it on Twitter. I mean, do you ever log into it on Twitter? I'll set it up there. I'm just a bit bored. I'm gonna say Mr. Scott, Mr. Scoot, and Homie, comma, Jack disappeared. Little do. Jack disappeared, comma, why, and then put a question mark. And that's what I was just about to tweet. So that's when I tweet. Mr. Scoot and Homie, Jack disappeared, why, right? So that'll make a good laugh. And Russian invasions. Oh, hang on. They've got something up there on their own Twitter. They got Live in an hour, walk and security talk, Russia and nuns and drag. Yeah. Oh, that's just Chris moving on like a lunatic in the background. Can you hear that? Yeah, you know. Yeah, flipcase, you know. Is in that case. Cosmic wanted me to play him online, you know, put the camera out so the door and watch him. Oh yeah, he just walked in. He has to go. He just walked. Blah, 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 blah. Did you hear it? Have a listen. I have no idea what he's talking about. A beeline for traverse, whatever that means. I have no idea what he's talking about. Absolute fruit. And he's out there singing. Right. I don't know, Mr. Scott's gone or somebody else has gone. Oh, anyway. Who wants to see a video? Hey, Mr. Scott, are you still there or is it somebody else still there? I might play a video. What do you reckon? Let's see if we can play a video. Here's a Mr. Dog video. Yeah, you clean up their shit for the first 5 years of their life. That's exactly what he's saying. I mean, and he wonders why people don't come around here. Rip it up for $200,000 a kilometre. He's talking about the Moorbury Casino Railway line. I take it you can hear that on the microphone. It's absolutely hilarious listening to this conversation he has with himself. He's a walking, talking comedy show. You really can't take him serious. If you take him serious, you'll go nuts because he is a nut, right? I mean, you just got to sit back and listen to it. It's Asperger's. You know, he's a nut. Now the house is vibrating with his big fat ass walking around. Anyway, so now there are two people there. Is that Mr. Scott back again, or who else is there? Oh, Mr. Scott said, I've got my earbuds in listening while I walk rounds. I mean, walk rounds, oh, right, walk around the grounds of where you work. I don't know where you work. So, yes, I won't be doxing him. Oh, I'm stretching my left knee. Oh, Mr. Scott, my left knee's bending further up now. It's there. Look, have a look. Down, up, down. It's not good to see. Anyway, he don't come there to see. You've got to walk around. Yeah, so I don't know what's happening. Little plug out there too. Anybody wants to go watch Moonlight Plays? Now I'm going to give them a plug. MOONLIGHTPLAYZ. Now it has these cartoon sort of videos. I don't understand it. I'm an old man. But if you're a young person and you be into these sorts of things, that's if you're between the ages of 12 to 21, it's probably your thing, or 12 to 25 or whatever. I'm 62. It's a bit over my limit. But his graphics he does is very good. The work he puts into it is very good. So yes, go for it. Right. So that's one of my first original subscribers, Moonlight Plays. MOONLIGHTPLAYZ or Z, depending which country. In Australia, we say Z, Z, Z for zebra. You say Z, we say Z. If you didn't know, in Australia. Um, Apparently, Jack and Howard are coming on soon, but I wonder if Jack's actually going to show up. See, so let's try and work this out. So if you take Jack and you sort of like kidnap him, and you take Jack and you put him on top of a mountain, and you got him up there with his moose from Howard's Mooses, and they're breeding. He has one baby moose, and the other big bull moose is there. Does that make Jack the mother moose? Or do they use a male moose and Jack's mixture in the soup and breed in the female moose to give birth to the baby moose? But then again, Jack has got big ears like a moose because he hears everything that goes on. He lifts a lot of weights, like the strength of a moose, and like a moose on his back, he pushes his arms and legs up, lifting up all the weights. So when you see Jack doing all this weightlifting, he actually looks like a moose. If you turn it the other way around, looks like a way a moose walks. So, and then Jack tends to have the nostrils of a moose. So, I mean, the breeding of a moose in Jack is pretty good because it does look like he's part moose. But I wonder if the girl thinks Jack is moose sexually hung like a moose. I mean, it makes you wonder, is Jack actually hung like a moose? Is that why Howard hangs around Jack? Because he thinks he's a hung moose? Or should Howard be hung as a moose wrangler? Yes. Is Howard a moose wrangler? I mean, this is all just bullshit. This is just a bit of a fun joke because I know Jack and Howard are going to watch this video. So back in the early days, Howard had a barn and we said he had beer taps with moose antlers on it. And you pull the moose antler and you pull the beer. So, and therefore, then all the moose jugs, you know, a big glass of beer and a moose antler as a handle on the jug of beer, so you can have a drink of beer. And it was called Moose Ale, which makes me tend to worry now because as I Googled it, there's no beer with a moose symbol on it. So was Howard actually serving moose urine as moose beer? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Yeah. And above in the barn where the bar was, I once asked Howard what's up there in the hayloft, and Howard didn't really want to comment what he keeps up in his hayloft. He said that's a secret. So Jack reckons that all these purple toys disappeared and went over to Howard's barn. So I don't really know if Howard's been using purple toys on Jack and all the other mooses. It's a bit of a worry, isn't it? But this is all just a make-up bullshit story. This is just a fun story because I'm killing time because I'm sick. Hello, we've got a third person. Come on in, come in there for a chat. There's a link there on the chat. There's a link there on Twitter. And we're discussing the theoretical reasons why Jack has disappeared off this Like Jack show. It's now called the Mug and Howard Show instead of being the Jack and Howard Show. And Jack has disappeared. So did Howard top off Jack? Did Howard take Jack up to the mountain and create him up there in his moose farm? Or is Jack really fallen pregnant with a girl and going to have a baby? And is that baby going to have antlers because it's been crossbred there with Howard's mooses? Or has Jack actually seriously gone queer and got married to a woman because we all know that he was secretly in love there with Howard, and they were going to adopt Cosmic as their son. And Mug was so disgruntled that she got a handle put on her back so she could work as a beer jug for drinking moose beer. That's why her name is Mug, because you fill the mug up full of beer and you go have a drink, and Mug put a handle on her back, and anyway, so it's a bit of a worry. And I don't know what they're going to say about that one. Third person, does that make this foursome? Oh, yes, yes, it makes it a foursome, Mr. Scott. We've got three people, so it's, he's gone off his head again. Have a listen.
Wild Bill's friends in the Secret Service who don't really live up to their name's secret. Because as they tell Wild Bill, all the latest gossip on the prairie.
Tell Wild Bill all the latest gossip on the prairie. How can they be the Secret Service? I have no idea what he's talking about.
All the latest gossip.
All the latest gossip. He's having a really good time. Something about the president. He's having in Australia. I mean, he's not in America. He's talking about, I think he's talking about Buffalo Bill. It's his Asperger's, just weighs on little shit. You go down the road there the other day, and I said, keep your eyes on the road. You're going to scare the shit out of the dog. And he's then going down the road, he's swinging the steering wheel like this. And of course, next thing you know, it's, oh, Christ, he said, I think the dog shit itself. And the next thing he looked over in the back seat, and the poor Mr. Dog is actually on a great big diarrhea shit all in his back seat of his car. So that was fucking hilarious. And of course, I let it sit there. And then, of course, when he got home, he's walking around the car. He doesn't know what to do. Oh, I don't know how to clean it up. I don't know how to clean it up. Why should I clean up? I said, well, you're the one driving the car. You're the one who put the dog in the car. You're the one who drove like a fucking idiot. You're the one scared the physical shit out of a dog. And you get the house, go and get the towel out of the back veranda, the old raggedy towel. Took it in there full of water. I said, there, and then go and wipe it up. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I said, what do you mean? I said, you wipe up your dog shit in the house all the time. You can go and clean up dog shit in your own car. So he stood there for 10 minutes, walking around in circles, going, waving his arm around like a fucking fruitcake. I mean, mate, they should have the camera rolling. I'm going to go next time and I'm going to film it because people just don't believe it. It's like a crazy Looney Tune episode of, living with my nutcase. That's what I'm going to call it, living with my nut. And anyway, I ended up just wiping it up. There's only a little bit of dog shit. I just wiped it up and threw it out the door. And he was standing there in the opening of the other door. And I picked up a chunk of it. And I just threw it out the door and I nearly hit him. And he went, I said, well, get out the road, yeah. You can stand in the middle of the door. I got the door open. He threw the dog shit out the door and he stood there in the middle of the door. So, of course, the dog shit nearly landed on him and he had to jump out of the road. I mean, if you're not going to clean it, your own car dog shit that you cause the dogs shit in your car, well, then piss off and get out of the road. You want me to clean up, you get out of the road. You have interesting friends. Oh, I do, mate, I do. It's like Corey Hominoid. He stopped talking now. He's probably out there listening in. No, I don't care. He's just, mate, he's 42 years old. I've known him since he was 18. He's harmless as anything, but he just has his little Asperger's and he walks around doing stupid things. And trying to get him to clean his house up after his parents died, to me, he should not have been left alone. He should not be left alone. He should have had a living carer. That's what he should have had. There you go. It's 23 degrees today, if you really want to know. Where is it? Wait, it's only 23 degrees Celsius, 9:29 a.m., 18 at the moment. So it's 18 at the moment, so it's about zero. Just cold. Bloody miserable. So I do have very interesting friends here, Mr. Scott. You're a very interesting friend. Mr. Scott, did you hear the one with Tristan from Canada, from Ottawa? He was on there, and he's supposed to send me an email with his address. Well, Tristan, send it. Mate, I have been sick with this bloody cold. I'd rather be standing down there at the barbecue cooking a bloody sausage, but, you know, you can't get up there and walk around out there in the cold, can you, when you've got a bloody flu? So, all because my brother didn't turn the heater on down there in Sydney, and then I got a bloody chill, so now I've got the chill and I brought it back up here, and of course this house is full of dust. So it's not helping any better. So it's too putrid. But he's happy. You ever listen? He's going to start banging something. And, look, had me a cup of coffee 20 minutes ago. It's stone cold. Yes, it is. It's the famous Mr. Bump. Yes, my same cup I had in Sydney. It goes with me everywhere. It's like Mr. Scott. He goes with me everywhere without leaving home. It's 35.5 degrees Celsius. What over there where you are, is it? Well, it's colder over here. I keep wiping my lip because I keep thinking there's something on my lip. And there's nothing there. It's this bloody, it's the whiskers, which, as you can see on the TV set. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yes, I know, my bionic leg, yes. No, I won't tell you what I said. I got a bedroom door here, and it goes out. Right, look, I'll just show you. Right, there's a door there. See, it's a split door, two-way door, right? It goes open either way, right? So there's you over there. Look, right. So I'm sitting there this morning, and the door there is about this far open. And there was a house guest who was staying out there in the lounge room on their bed. And all I could see was the doona further down that way. And next time I'm sitting there and I see the doona start going. The house guest was reading his phone and having a jack. Yes, he was having a jack off session. Yes, Jack, you're very famous using Jack. Because see, I know Jack's real name. It's not Jack. But I think he could have chose a better name than Jack, because I was sitting there one day and I said, see, hello, Jack. I said, you got a jack, you can jack up a car, you can jack off. You can, Jack is a male donkey. A jackaroo is an Australian cowboy. A jack, Jack and the Beanstalk. There's Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. There's all sorts of words that's got Jack in it. There's a jackal, the dog, over in Africa. You got Jack this, Jack that, Jack this, and Jack that. And he sort of went, oh shit, what have I done? Hommy's made up a list now. He's going to go around and think of everything, the word Jack, Jack's Cafe, anything I see the word Jack on, like a Jackson, Michael Jack son, So is Jack the son of Michael Jackson? That's another question. Is Jack the son of Michael Jackson? Because that's Michael's son, which is Jack. I mean, really, he's left himself open there to a lot of. I mean, he should have called himself Bob, because then all he would have got was Bob down, kiss me on the butt, or Bob down and Bob and this and Bob that, or Bob for apples, or Bob. So, what names could a Jack really call us? So, this is a pick on Jack episode. So, has disappearing of Jack now called the autonomous zone? Yes, people, that is what he's changed. He's changed to. It's no longer called Seattle Jack. It's called the autonomous zone. Now, it is the most ridiculous name I've ever heard somebody call a show. Who in their right mind is going to look up a show? Now, that is a blowfly. Howard asked me the other day the Australian word blowy. That was a blowfly. Did you hear it on the microphone? They're about that big. I think you just heard on the. So Howard timestamped this at 46 minutes, and that is a blowfly. I'm going to send Howard 46 minutes. I'm actually going to send him a tweet. Right now, I'm going to do it now while I think of it. 46 minutes. Where is it? Right. I'm going to write Howard's question. Australian capital letters, blowy, (46 minutes) time stamp on Mr. Hominoid. Where's Jack? A blow fly comes on air on camera. Here he comes. You can hear it. You hear it? He just flew out the room. So, yeah. Now he's out there talking about casino. It's a town up the road where they cut the railway line off to come out to here to this town. But, yeah, it's warm here. Oh, does that mean, Mr. Scott, you're going half naked? You're going to take your shirt off and show off your beautiful body? Oh, God, that'd be a sight, wouldn't it? I wonder if Cosmic's going to take his shirt off. I think I mentioned to, I've got to keep my fluids up. I mentioned to somebody the other day, Mr. Scott, about you being on my show, and I think Jack and Howard got a shock that you and I sat there for 4 hours, and they went, so what? And they just walked away, and they're not even interested. So, yeah, I mean, I don't even bother watching their show anymore because they talk about everything. I don't know anything about what they're talking about anymore. Here he goes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Can you hear that? Can you hear that, Mr. Scott? He's just having a great time just talking to himself. Anyway, who else is out there in the chat? Do you want to come in there on the side and have a bit of a chat? I'm starting to lose my voice, and I want to be able to keep the show going. I've only been going there for 50 minutes. I don't want to wind it up 1 hour. So come on, just a bit of a go. I'm sick and tired of watching TV. You want to see Howard shirtless the most. Oh, look, I reckon that would be the most hilarious thing. Do you know what they call Howard in Australia? Howard is called Bluey. Yes, he's called a Bluey because the Australian flag and the American flag is red, white, and blue. Howard's got red hair, white skin, and what's left? Blue. So Bluey. And when you look at the Australian cattle dog, its fur is actually blue. It's not black, it's blue. And that's where they get the nickname Bluey. So when you talk to Howard, say, Howard, did you know your nickname is really Bluey? You are a Bluey. And he does know that because I told him. So that's what I said to Howard. I said, if you ever take your shirt off on camera, I'll pay you $100 American because I'd like to see all the guests on the camera have to go and wear sunglasses because he'd be so white with his red nipple. He's either two red or red-pink nipples. He's going to look like a standing traffic light. Yes, a flashing red traffic light. And Santa Claus has got a grey beard. So what would that make him? Moose Claus, not Santa Claus? Yes, but it is fun tormenting Howard. I just always say that. Howard, take your shirt off. Howard. I mean, really. Who gives a pet's chin seeing Howard without a shirt on, really? I mean, I think the worst thing I've ever seen, Mr. Scott, is when you see Jack takes his shirt off and he thinks he looks good. But I mean, he does all that weightlifting and I think he's starting to get boobies. I think all this transgender talk, I think somebody might have slipped him a nicky in his weightlifting fluid, and I think he might be getting hormones and he might be getting breasts. I think Jack might be growing breasts now. I mean, it's starting to get a bit of a worry. I mean, you have a look at Jack. He's getting a little bit of breasty booby bits up top, and he still won't ever stand up on camera. He still sits underneath the table. So the question is, Mr. Scott, has Jack really got no pants on when he's on camera? Because, look, I sit here with a bedsheet. At least I can put my bedsheet down, but I've proven I've got my undies on. But does Jack have any pants on? That is the big question. Don't we talk shit on the show? This is a talk shit show episode, right? It's just having a bit of fun. Hominoid is sick as a dog. And Mr. Scott is at work, walking around with his earplugs in, cracking up, laughing, having a good time. And he's probably playing around there with his boiler rope, and he's probably going to tie himself up in laughter. Aren't you, Mr. Scott? Yes, Mr. Scott. He loves having fun. Oh, did the coyotes come back? Yes, I meant to ask you, Mr. Scott, how about your coyotes? Is your puppy dog okay? What's the story there with the coyotes? A little comment, if you could, when you're ready. And I'll read out everybody when he writes me back a comment. Mr. Scott was on air there with me there the other night, and we were talking, and he said, I've got to go, the coyotes are in the yard. And his dog was barking, and of course I couldn't hear it. And so of course he went outside, then he came back and he said, oh yeah, the coyotes come a couple of 100 yards off his house, and they never used to. And the coyotes were, and his dog was standing her ground and all this sort of thing. And then he went out there and he showed me his gun, and he's walking around there and he's going to go shoot the coyotes. So anyway, Mr. Scott, what's happened with the coyotes? Any update on them? Did you get any lately, or did you catch one and send it over to Jack as a barbecue meat tray, or what? Well, let us know when you're ready. You're probably doing something. All the patience in the world, mate. Not a problem. No rush. Anyway, we had Tristan from over there in Canada. I don't know what happened to Tristan. He was supposed to send me an email. He told me he was on Instagram. I couldn't find him on Instagram. I don't know. And then there's been half a dozen different ones on there, and I don't know which one was his. So many cartoon pictures on it. So, Tristan, if you're watching this, please make contact. Even if you don't want a t-shirt, I'd love to have you back on the show, and we'd like hearing you. And a lot of people liked hearing your voice. So, Tristan, you are very popular, right? I've had comments and I've actually had a couple of emails actually to Mr. Hornoid at Gmail. Yeah, they came back there a lot. Oh, okay. So Mr. Scott has got coyote problems. So if anybody's around Nebraska and you have any good remedies there for coyotes, apart from shooting them and baiting them, send Mr. Hominoid a link and I'll send it over there to Mr. Scott, and you might be able to have a coyote day. I mean, go catch a couple. I mean, can you eat coyote? You're supposed to eat dog. I mean, Chinese eat dogs. So, but it's not my thing. I mean, then again, Aborigines eat dingoes over here. So, I mean, what's the difference about American Indians eating coyotes? I wonder if checks it to you. Actually, let's have a Bo Peep. Let's see if little Bo Peep lost a sheep. Oh, did you know we're not allowed to say Mary had a little lamb anymore over here? Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. Blah, 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 blah. Not allowed to say it because it's discrimination, because it's white, the word white. Bar black sheep had 3 bags full. Bar black sheep can't say that anymore. Here he goes.
Jetstar.
Jetstar, Qantas. Yeah, Jetstar. Yay! I'll get him on going. Yeah, it's just Jetstar. Quick, catch a Jetstar. You're going to go catch a Jetstar, are you?
No.
What? So how come you're talking about Jetstar?
Mr. Dog hasn't eaten his woofing good.
Well, I don't know where Mr. Dog is.
Mr. Dog.
Is he there or is he
He
gone?
hasn't bloody touched it.
Well, he walked out the door there and
Here he is. He drank a lot of water. He must have had to go out and take an epic piss.
Yeah, well,
No, that's Mr. Dog's skinny.
I think he's time for this planet ain't going to be much longer.
No, but Mr. Dog eats it.
No, I won't tell you. No. Mr. Dog got up and walked out from here. He's got his bed, that side of my bed over there, and he's got a sheepskin thing. And as he's walking out the door to go downstairs to do his business, which is 18 stairs, he dropped 2 poo-poos out of his bumhole walking across the back veranda. I mean, he couldn't even hold it. He couldn't even hold his poo-poos. So, Mr. Scott, do you think that's his time is getting numbered when a dog can't hold his bowels? He's like, specifically human, he's got to start wearing a nappy. There you go. So that's Mr. Dog trying to eat his dinner, and the little dog tries to get in the road, and now he's laughing about it because his little bitchy dog tries to take over, and he's going to go eat his dinner. And that was Mr. Dog, because Mr. Dog was starved for 2 years on a 2-metre long rope, and they starved him, and he's very protective of his food. I can hear him out there eating it. Have a listen. Let's see if we can hear it. Chomp, 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 chomp. Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, so whenever he ever tries to touch his food, he makes it again bite the head off. He's actually bitten me with his hand, with his teeth, and he can't bite the skin. What do you feed me dog? Mr. Dog. You're at me dog. Yeah, that's all right. It's called what do you say? What did I say? It's just canned dog food. It's not Pow. I don't feed them Pow because Pow's full of chemicals. It's good. Something good. It's got square chunks of meat, about a centimetre by a centimetre, and it's little chunky actual bits of beef and gravy and peas and rice and all that sort of thing. It's got all the veggies in it, and it's um, Dorky Good or something. I can't remember. Some stupid Australian. It's an Australian brand anyway. I could send you some over there, Mr. Scott, if you want to try some. I'll send you over a can if you like. Um, Doggy Good, I don't know, something like that. I've actually got it through my charity place. I've got a charity place in Sydney where I give away free food, and I set that up years ago. And I went in there, give them good. Doggy Good. I don't know, it's just a brand of dog food. Yeah. Anyway. Well, I don't know what else to say there, Mr. Scott. How much longer until you finish, Mr. Scott? Give me a time until you're finished. Oh, Woof'n Good. That's it. Woof'n Good. WOOFN Good. Woof'n Good. Yes, it's a small company, and they make it in big pots and whatever else. They're not like Powell that pumps it out in 100,000 litre tanks or whatever. It's Woof'n Good. It's not madly. Yeah, Woof'n Good. Anybody in Australia, you want a good dog food, it's called Woof'n Good. Woof woof. WOOF, N Good. Woof'n Good. Mr. Dog loves eating it. He eats the whole lot. If I feed him Pow, he gets diarrhea and he farts and he stinks and he goes on. If I feed him Chum, he goes diarrhea and he's sloppy everywhere else. And another hour. Okay. Well, so you want me to keep talking for an hour? Oh, God, Mr. Scott, you're going to be murdering it. So Woof'n Good, that's really good. So Mr. Scott's still there. The other person disappeared. We talked about dog poop. They went away. Crouton Bear, Mr. Scott, I don't know. This is what Crouton Bear sent over, Mr. Dog. This was his pressie. He got doggy blanket with doggy paws on it. Isn't that cute? Isn't that nice? That's his, and he's also got a pink one. So when Mr. D-Sex dog, my dog is D-Sexed, he's been naked, neutered. When he feels like doing a Howard, he can get dressed up in pink, because we all know Howard's a redhead, and Howard looks very nice wearing pink. Yes, it's definitely going to suit Howard. See, look, it's got the paws on it. Yeah, so that's Mr. Dog's present, all the way from America, from Austin, Texas, from a lovely lady by the name of Crouton Bear. Give her a plug. Crouton Bear is on Rumble, and that's where you can find her. So now, what do you reckon, Mr. Scott? Do you reckon you're back early in the morning? Oh, right, okay. So you must be getting evening over there. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's morning over here. It's 9:55 in the morning over there. So it must be 7:55 at night over there, is it? Or 6:55. Yeah, that is chewing away. You might be able to hear it. He's chomp, 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 chomp. Anyway, I'm going to find another house. I'm not going to stay here. As soon as I get over being sick, I'm going to go up the road up here. I'm going to get by myself another house. So this is his house. I'm staying here free. I just buy whatever, something in the house, but you can't do anything here. It's just two Asperger's. You can't live with a person with Asperger's. Sorry, Chris, if you watch this. It's just too much. He's got a heart of gold. You're a great guy, Chris, if you watch this, but it's just too much. Dust, too much shit, too much junk, too much garbage. It's just, it's his house. I'm 1,000 k's away from home, and I do appreciate him, but it's just, look, give you a look. That's my TV set, and that's his front reader. It's just too much. And if you look at the ceilings, it's all dusty. Everything is just all sticky tape. It's just old. Everything is it's too old for me, and I'm too old to put up with all this old crap. I love the guy. He's got a good art, but he won't improve. He can't improve. He's just him, He's just like look. There's even these holes here in the bloody wall. Look, he's put bolts in the wall. Look, I can stick my bum in the hole. Where is it? Where is it? Look, I've got my finger in the hole. Look, He's drilled the holes in there and he's putting in some bolts to there. He put brackets in the other room and he was taking the bracket away, and then he just leaves a hole in the wall. He sits out there beyond this wall here with a hammer at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's in the sleep and he just can't. What do you do? Anyway, who else you got there on the chat? He goes, oh, where's Cosmic? I know. Let's get Cosmic. I'll try to get Cosmic. We've got to get our little Cosmic out of bed. How do I find bloody Cosmic? Cosmic Marauder, where is he? Cosmic is so much fun. Oh, there's Jess. Hang on, I'll get Jess. Hang on. Oh, there's Cosmic. Oh, Cosmic's blocked me. Would you believe that? Look, what's this? I'll show you. Ready? Cosmic's blocked me on Twitter. Oh, what a bloody snob. Hi, Jess. Coming on. Hi, Jess. Join in. Now. I don't know. I mean, like, she might be on, she might be on there with Jack and Howard. Let's go and see if Jack and Howard shows on. I'll go and see if they're on. No, it's upcoming. They're upcoming 33. Russia is invaded, something or other, scheduled. Yes. Come on, honey. While you wait. So I'll stick that up there on their notice board. They've already given them 4 thumbs up, and I mean they haven't even,
I think that they really believe in the
They
dreams
haven't
that you
even-
have, and they want to help you get
they
there.
haven't even started this show yet. They've already got 4 people giving thumbs up. So I reckon there'll be Jack, there'll be Howard, there'll be Jess, and there'll be somebody else. You know what else I've noticed? I've noticed that Ivor's disappeared. You got all the old favourites, Mr. Scott, has disappeared. You got what's the one there from Estonia? What's his name? Ivor's gone. Vincentius. The black fella, what's his name? He's gone. The gay bloke's gone. The whole bunch of other people are gone from the Jack show. I don't go on there much anymore. And he's got all these other, and they don't read out the chats anymore. So nobody talks to him anymore. So they don't talk about anybody anymore. So nobody gets mentioned anymore. So therefore, then, unless you're actually watching the show and you watch the chat, you don't know who's on there anymore. Oh, Mr. Dog's here. He walks in, he looks at these 2 double doors just here that are shut, and then here he goes, walks back out there again, and then he'll walk over there to the glass door, and he'll try and go inside, and then he'll come back in here again. When he comes back in here, I'll put the camera up, you watch, he walks up there and looks at those 2 doors, and he's getting senile. Anyway, Mr. Scott, serious question. Now you're listening while you're working. If your dog is walking to go out to the bathroom and he can't hold his poo-poos in and he starts dropping them as he's walking until he finds a spot to go do them, that's meant he's lost his bowel control. Do you think he's getting close to being put down? That's a serious question. I think it is. I think he's getting close to getting put down. If you can't hold your bowels, you should be in a nursing home. And as far as animals go, it's bye-bye. Because that's what he does. He shits everywhere and he just pisses, eats and shits everywhere and just goes to sleep and does nothing. He doesn't chase a ball. He doesn't come to me. He doesn't hear me anymore. Am I letting him live for him to live? To give me company and he's suffering in the sense that he doesn't hear anything? Am I being fair to him and being greedy on me? Or is it him being greedy on me? Him just doing what he wants for him. And yet he can't hear nothing. He doesn't know what's going on. What do you think, Mr. Scott? Do you think his time is up? He's walking around all right, but he's got no bowel control. He's got no bladder control. He's got no respect. He doesn't go outside to piss anymore. He'll just stand there in the kitchen. He'll walk across the kitchen. He'll just stop. Oh, I'll stop and piss here. Psst. Instead of going outside, which is what he used to do. He used to get up, go outside, do his business, and come back in. Now, he says wherever he is, he just stops, pisses, you know. So I think Mr. Dog's time is getting numbered. Seriously. Sorry, Crude on Bear, if this is upsetting you. I'm sorry, but I think the time is getting close where Mr. Dog is losing the plot. He really is. You know, he's losing his bowel controls and his bladder controls. You know, it's not fair on me. It's how long can he walk? He walks all day. He never stops walking. He constantly walks around all day, but he won't run. He just walks slowly. He just walks along like an old geriatric. He just walks and walks and walks. I just think it's not being fair on me because I get up to walk out and go to the bathroom and a walking dog shit, you know, or a walking dog piss, and it's his. And I mean, he doesn't do a little tiny coffee cup full or quarter of a coffee cup full. I mean, he does a quarter half. Hang on, 1 gallon is 2 litres, so he does an eighth of a gallon, and that's a lot of wee, right? I mean, he would do, no joke, This the size of a drink bottle, he would do that much on the floor. And that is a hell of a lot, right? A big puddle like that. And you've actually got to use a bathroom towel to mop it all up. It's that much of it. You can throw in a whole big bathroom towel and mop it up. No, it's just not a little one. When he sits out the front lawn and he does spread his legs, you can sit there and count 20 seconds. Now, if we put 20 seconds on the clock, because I timed him, he sits there and he... And that's only 10 seconds. That's a lot of wee-wee, right? And he just does it in the kitchen floor or on the stair. Or no, it's getting to be a nuisance. It's just getting too much. Anyway, I know Jess hasn't come on yet. Nobody else has come on. I want to know, can you actually come on air onto a channel and can you hide yourself? Can you listen in on a channel and not be known that you're there? I'm going to have a look. I'm going to see if I can hide myself on air. Phrasing, 1,000 men. I'll get on that. I get my clippers and said, oh, I used the heading, Howard's got sweaty ball, Jack washes them weekly. Just come on home while you wait. And then Jess wrote back phrasing, 1,000 men wrote back, ooh, laugh out loud. And then she got a smiley. 1,000 men wrote, I'll get on that. I'll get my clippers and shave the, not the bald spots. And user has been banned for naughty words, said there's Lush Mug. User says, no, you aren't. User said, he's in the corner. User, all right, has been shaven for sweaty balls. By Jack. So I'll see what sort of comment we get back there on that one, because you're busy there. So I wrote in, Howard's got sweaty balls, Jack washes them weekly. Yes, has been shaven for sweaty balls by Jack. We spoke on Disco once. I think you meant to say Discord. Man, Howard and Corner Boy. Oh, that's Corner Boy. It sounds interesting. What's a Corner Boy? I don't know. I don't know how long they're...
I think that they really believe in the dreams that you have and they want to help you get.
I don't know how long until their show starts. I just turned the volume down and all you've got these stupid bloody ads on their show. The autonomous... Oh, they're on air, Mr. Scott. I would try what I could within reason. My mum's dog needed a cheap $10 a month medication and did some walking exercises every day. Lived another 3 years with a lot less incidents. Okay. Well, listen, Jack and Howard's on there now. Howard's actually shaved his head and Jack's pulling faces and playing with his hands. So I'm going to go over there and give them curry. So, Mr. Scott, thanks for being with me. Bye-bye. And we're going to end the stream now. Let's go torment the shit out of Jess, Howard, and Jack on the autonomous zone. So if you don't know how that's spelt, it's spelt, where is it? the THE autonomous, AUTONOMOUS. Auto, like automobile, no, and mouse, MOUS, but with no E on the end. Auto, no mouse. Anyway, see you later, Mr. Scott. I'm going to go there and torment the crap out of them. So see you there, Mr. Scott. Let's go torment the crap out of them. Bye, everybody. Get your dogs and cats spaded and neutered. And don't forget, don't go commit suicide. And don't get sick in bed like me. And don't forget, Mr. Scott and I will... Mr. Scott and I might come back on there later after their show finishes, and we might have a chat. Anybody else is welcome to come in. So don't forget, Mr. Scott or Mr. Scoot and me might be back on, or Tristan or anybody. Come back in a few hours' time. Bye.